The morning sun cast long shadows across the ancient stones of Westminster Abbey as Prince William stood before the ornate mirror in his private chambers. His hands trembled slightly as he adjusted the ceremonial collar of his military uniform, the weight of centuries pressing down upon his shoulders. Today was different from any other royal occasion he had experienced. The intricate gold braiding on his jacket caught the light, each thread meticulously placed by master craftsmen who had worked for months to create this singular moment. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, watched from across the room as her husband prepared for what would become one of the most memorable royal ceremonies in recent history. She had seen him in countless formal occasions, but never quite like this. The deep navy fabric of his uniform seemed to enhance his natural dignity, while the carefully selected medals and honors told the story of his service to the nation. Each piece had been chosen with deliberate care, representing not just tradition, but the evolution of the modern monarchy. The palace staff moved quietly around them, making final adjustments to ensure everything was perfect. It's William's private secretary whispered last-minute reminders about the ceremony's progression, but the prince's focus remained fixed on his reflection. He thought about his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, and how she had carried herself through decades of public service. The uniform he wore today bore similarities to those worn by generations of royals before him, yet it had been tailored to reflect his own unique position in the family. As the final touches were applied to his appearance, William felt the familiar, a mixture of duty and personal emotion that had guided him throughout his royal journey. The cameras would capture every detail of his attire, from the precisely positioned decorations to the way the fabric moved as he walked. Social media would dissect each element, but he knew that beyond the fashion commentary lay something deeper. A moment that would define his public image for years to come. The sound of carriages preparing outside reminded him that thousands of people had gathered to witness this historic occasion. His outfit wasn't just clothing. It was a statement about the future of the monarchy, carefully crafted to honor tradition while embracing modernity. The final mirror check revealed a man ready to step into his role with confidence and grace. Catherine approached and straightened an already perfect detail on his uniform, her touch providing the reassurance he needed. In that quiet moment before the ceremony began, they both understood that this day would be remembered not just for its pageantry, but for the authentic emotions it would reveal to the world. The massive doors of Westminster Abbey opened to reveal Prince William in his full ceremonial splendor, and the collective intake of breath from the assembled congregation was audible even above the organ music. His entrance commanded attention, not through ostentation, but through the perfect balance of regal bearing and human warmth that had become his signature. The deep ceremonial robes flowed behind him with each measured step, their rich fabric telling stories of centuries past, while their impeccable tailoring spoke to contemporary craftsmanship. Television cameras captured every angle as he moved down the aisle, but it was the online audience that would truly amplify this moment. Within minutes, screenshots of his attire began circulating across social media platforms, with fashion experts and royal watchers analyzing every detail. The way his ceremonial sword caught the light, precise positioning of his royal orders, and the confident manner in which he carried himself created an image that transcended traditional royal portraiture. Young viewers, watching on their phones, were particularly struck by how approachable he appeared despite the formal grandeur. His smile, visible beneath the ceremony's solemnity, reminded everyone that beneath the pageantry was a father, husband, and modern man embracing an ancient role. The contrast between his formal attire and his genuine expressions created a powerful connection with audiences who might otherwise feel disconnected from royal traditions. Royal protocol experts noted how his outfit choices reflected careful consideration of both British heritage and contemporary relevance. The colors were traditional yet vibrant. The cut was classical yet flattering. And the accessories were meaningful rather than merely decorative. Each element had been selected to photograph well under the Abbey's lighting conditions, ensuring that the images would look stunning both in person and on screens around the world. As he took his position for the ceremony's key moments, professional photographers captured angles that would become iconic. The way the ancient light filtered through the abbey's windows created natural spotlights that seemed to illuminate his attire at precisely the right moments. These images would later flood social media, with users sharing their favorite shots and commenting on how the traditional ceremony felt surprisingly modern and relevant. The international audience watching online began creating their own content, with fashion bloggers providing real-time commentary on his look. The hashtags began trending within the hour, as people shared their admiration for how he had managed to honor tradition while looking authentically himself. This wasn't just a royal wearing ceremonial dress. This was a glimpse into the future of the monarchy, presented through the lens of impeccable style and genuine character. The ceremony reached its crescendo as Prince William participated in the most sacred moments of the royal tradition, his attire serving as a bridge between the ancient and the contemporary. The ornate vestments he wore during the religious portions of the ceremony had been crafted by skilled artisans who had spent months perfecting every stitch, every embellishment, every symbolic detail. The golden threads woven throughout the fabric seemed to come alive under the abbey's soaring arches, creating a visual spectacle that left viewers breathless. Online communities erupted with praise for how he carried himself throughout the lengthy ceremony. Fashion influencers noted how his posture remained impeccable despite the weight of his ceremonial robes, while body language experts commented on the subtle ways he conveyed both reverence for tradition and comfort in his own skin. The live stream comments poured in from around the world, with viewers expressing amazement at how photogenic he looked from every angle. The most striking moments came during the ceremonial exchanges. When the camera captured close-ups of his face, the combination of his formal attire and genuine emotions created images that immediately went viral. Social media users began creating compilation videos of his best moments, focusing on how his expressions ranged from solemn concentration during the religious portions to warm smiles during the more celebratory elements. These clips would be shared millions of times in the following days. Professional stylists watching the ceremony praised the seamless way his various outfit changes had been managed behind the scenes. Each transition was executed flawlessly, maintaining the ceremony's dignity while showcasing different aspects of royal regalia. The planning that had gone into ensuring he looked perfect at every moment became apparent as the event progressed, with each phase of the ceremony highlighting different elements of his carefully curated appearance. The international press focused particularly on how his style choices reflected a modern approach to ancient traditions. Fashion magazines that had prepared special coverage found themselves overwhelmed by the positive response from their readers. The traditional elements of his attire were presented in ways that felt fresh and relevant, while the contemporary touches were subtle enough to respect the ceremony's historical significance. As the ceremony moved toward its conclusion, the cumulative effect of his appearance throughout the day had created a new standard for royal presentation. Social media metrics showed unprecedented engagement, with fashion-related posts about the ceremony breaking platform records. The combination of traditional craftsmanship and modern styling had created a look that would be studied and admired for years to come. The moment that would define the entire ceremony came unexpectedly, during a pause in the formal proceedings. Prince William, resplendent in his ceremonial attire, caught sight of his children in the congregation, and his face transformed with a smile of pure parental joy. The cameras captured this unguarded moment perfectly, showing how his formal grandeur melted into genuine human warmth without diminishing his regal bearing. His ornate uniform, which had seemed almost otherworldly in its perfection, suddenly became the backdrop for a father's love. This single image would become the defining photograph of the day, shared across every social media platform within minutes. The contrast between his elaborate ceremonial dress and his authentic, emotional expression created a powerful visual narrative that resonated with audiences worldwide. Fashion experts noted how the moment proved that the most stunning outfit means nothing without genuine emotion to bring it to life. The careful styling and magnificent fabrics served their purpose perfectly by providing a worthy frame for this heartfelt human connection. Online reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Comments flooded in from viewers who had been moved to tears by the sincerity of his expression. The ceremonial elements that had seemed formal and distant suddenly felt intimate and relatable. Parents around the world shared the image with their own captions about the universal experience of loving your children, while royal watchers praised how he had managed to honor tradition, while remaining authentically himself. The technical aspects of his appearance that had taken months to perfect proved their worth in this moment. The colors of his uniform complemented his complexion beautifully under the abbey's lighting, while the cut and fit allowed him to move naturally despite the formal setting. The photographer's years of experience showed in how they captured the perfect angle with his ceremonial decorations visible but not distracting from his genuine expression. Social media algorithms picked up on the massive engagement around this image, pushing it to trending status across multiple platforms. Fashion bloggers who had been prepared to focus on technical details found themselves writing about the emotional, the impact of seeing tradition and humanity perfectly balanced. The image became a symbol of how the monarchy could evolve while maintaining its essential dignity and purpose. As the ceremony continued, this moment cast everything that followed in a new light. His subsequent appearances in different ceremonial attire were viewed through the lens of this authentic connection, making every formal element feel more meaningful and personal. The careful planning that had gone into his appearance throughout the day had created the perfect foundation for this spontaneous moment of genuine emotion. The ceremony concluded with Prince William's final appearance in his most elaborate ceremonial robes, a stunning ensemble that represented the culmination of months of meticulous planning and centuries of royal tradition. The deep purple velvet, adorned with intricate gold embroidery, created a majestic silhouette that commanded respect while maintaining the approachable warmth that had characterized his entire presentation. As he moved through the abbey's ancient corridors for the final processional, every step was captured by cameras that would preserve this moment for history. The online response reached fever pitch as the concluding images were broadcast worldwide. Fashion historians noted how his final outfit perfectly balanced the weight of tradition with contemporary tailoring, creating a look that felt both timeless and completely current. The way the ceremonial crown complemented his natural features, the perfect drape of his robes, and the confident manner in which he carried himself created a series of images that would be remembered as defining moments in royal fashion history. Social media platforms crashed temporarily under the volume of posts sharing favorite moments from the ceremony. The hashtags related to his appearance dominated global trends, with users from every continent contributing their own perspectives on his style choices. Professional photographers who had covered the event began releasing their behind-the-scenes shots, showing the careful preparation that had gone into achieving such flawless results under the pressure of live television coverage. The international fashion press, which had prepared extensive coverage for the ceremony, found themselves scrambling to keep up with the unprecedented public interest. Style magazines that typically focused on celebrity fashion discovered that their royal coverage was generating more engagement than their usual content. The combination of traditional craftsmanship and modern presentation had created a template for how ceremonial dress could remain relevant in the digital age. As the formal ceremony ended and the participants began their departure, the cameras captured Prince William's transition from ceremonial figure to family man. His interaction with his wife and children, while still dressed in his magnificent attire, provided additional moments of authentic connection that further endeared him to the global audience. These candid moments, set against the backdrop of his ceremonial splendor, reinforced the day's central theme of tradition, enhanced by genuine humanity. The immediate aftermath saw fashion experts and royal commentators analyzing every aspect of his appearance, from the historical significance of specific decorative elements to the modern tailoring techniques that had made such elaborate garments comfortable to wear during a lengthy ceremony. The consensus was clear. This had been a masterclass in how to honor royal tradition while remaining authentically contemporary. In the days following the ceremony, the impact of Prince William's appearance continued to reverberate across digital platforms and traditional media alike. Fashion schools began incorporating his look into their curriculum as an example of how traditional craftsmanship could be adapted for modern audiences. The carefully documented details of his attire became reference points for designers, seeking to understand the balance between historical accuracy and contemporary appeal. The most lasting impact came from the way his presentation had redefined public perception of royal ceremonial dress. Young people who had previously viewed such occasions as stuffy and irrelevant found themselves genuinely engaged with the traditions on display. The combination of his authentic personality and impeccable styling had created a bridge between generations, making ancient customs feel accessible and meaningful too. Contemporary audiences. Museums and cultural institutions reported increased interest in royal regalia and ceremonial dress, with many visitors specifically asking about elements they had seen in his appearance. The craftsmanship that had gone into creating his various outfits became a point of national pride, highlighting the skills of British artisans and the continuation of traditional techniques in modern applications. Educational institutions began developing programs focused on the intersection of heritage crafts and contemporary design. Online fashion communities continued to analyze and celebrate his looks months after the ceremony. The images became templates for discussions about masculine formal wear, with style experts using his appearance as examples of how traditional elements could be incorporated into modern wardrobes. The influence extended beyond royal circles, with designers drawing inspiration from his color choices, fabric combinations, and overall presentation approach. The personal moments captured during the ceremony, particularly his interactions with his family while in full ceremonial dress, became symbols of how modern royalty could maintain dignity while remaining emotionally accessible. These images continued to circulate on social media, often accompanied by commentary about the importance of authentic human connection in public life. As months passed, the ceremony's impact on royal presentation standards became clear. Royal events were inevitably compared to the standard he had set, with his appearance serving as a benchmark for how traditional ceremonies could be made relevant to contemporary audiences. The careful balance he had achieved between honoring tradition and embracing modernity had created a new template for royal presentation that would influence the monarchy for years to come. His success in capturing global attention through authentic style and genuine emotion had proven that the most powerful royal moments come not from elaborate displays of wealth, but from the perfect marriage of tradition, craftsmanship, and human warmth.